Hey everyone, this is Rabbitearsblog, and welcome to another TV show review series. Today's TV show I'm going to be reviewing is actually a TV special that just came out recently, and it's called The Wiz. Now, for those of you who don't know what The Wiz is, do you remember a version that came out in the 1970s? Do you remember a movie version that came out in the 1970s that starred Diana Ross as Dorothy and Michael Jackson as the Scarecrow? Well, this particular Wiz special is a remake of the original 1970s Wiz, the Wiz movie, that starred Diana Ross and Michael Jackson. And in this version, the 2015 version, it stars Queen Latifah as the Wiz, Mary J. Blige as the Wicked Witch of the West, and Neo as the Tin Man. So, before I get into what I liked and hated about this special, I would like to give out a brief summary on this TV special. So, basically, this TV special is like the same storyline as The Wizard of Oz, since The Wiz was a remake of the original Wizard of Oz. But anyway, what happened in this special is that Dorothy is living with her aunt Em in Kansas when all of a sudden this tornado comes by and it sweeps Dorothy away from Kansas and lands her in Oz. And her house ends up killing one of the wicked witches in Oz. And so Dorothy wants to try to get back home to Kansas, but the only way she could do that is that she has to go to the Emerald City to meet the wizard himself, or the Wiz in this universe. And along the way, she meets the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion, and all of them wanted something else from the Wiz himself. Also, like the Tin Man wants a heart, the Scarecrow wants a brain, and the Cowardly Lion wants courage. So they all head up to the Emerald City, and they meet the Wiz, but then they realize that the only way they're gonna get what they desire from the Wiz is if they kill the Wicked Witch of the West. So basically, the rest of the play is spent on Dorothy and her friends trying to defeat the Wicked Witch of the West. So that's basically the plot line of the Wiz, which is the same plot line as the Wizard of Oz. And so let's get into what I liked and hated about this TV special. So what did I like about this TV special? Well, I like the fact that it remains very faithful to the Wiz. Like, I like how they got all the songs from the Wiz, and I like how all the singers were able to sing the songs perfectly, somewhat perfectly. But I like how they were able to take all the songs from the Wiz and incorporate it into this newer version of the Wiz. And they still remain faithful to what the Wiz was all about. And they also got all the songs from the Wiz down pat. And I really like that about this particular TV special, was that they were able to take all the songs from the Wiz and still be faithful to what the original songs were all about. I also like all the actors, all the singers they hired, they got for this TV special. Like, I was surprised to see Queen Latifah, Neo, and like Queen Latifah, Neo, and Mary J. Blige come into this TV special and doing their roles, and I think they all acted fantastically. They were all fantastic in their roles. I think Mary J. Blige did a fantastic job as the Wicked Witch of the West. Queen Latifah did a fantastic job as the Wiz, and excuse me, Neo was fantastic as the Tin Man. So I think all of them did their roles very well. I like the choreography in this special, like the all the dancers who were dancing in the play were well rehearsed. I really love the backflips they did with this song and dance numbers. It was really interesting to watch, and I think they did all that very well. Everything was well choreographed in this play, and I really enjoyed that. And the music was great. Again, they were faithful to the original music of the Wiz, and I like the little modern day take they have on the story. Like, I mentioned that the Wiz was like a remake of the original Wizard of Oz, so it was unusual seeing a remake of a remake. So basically, this special was a remake of the original 1970s The Wiz movie. So it was very odd seeing a remake of a remake, but I think excuse me, I think this TV special did the original Wiz justice in terms of, remaining faithful to the spirit of the Wiz as a whole. So that was something I really liked about this TV special. Now let's go into what I didn't like about this TV special. Well, For one thing, I was quite surprised that this turned out to be a play instead of a made-for-TV movie. Like when I saw the previews to for it, and they made the previews look like, based on the previews, they made it look like this was going to be a made-for-TV movie. But then I actually saw the actual TV special, and it turns out to be a play of the remake of The Wiz. And I was a little, part of me was half disappointed. Half of me was okay with it, but it's just when I saw the previews, I was expecting it to be like a made for TV movie. I didn't expect it to be a play, so I thought, if it was a made for TV movie, it would have made things look a lot better, or I would have been a lot more interested in this TV special if it was like a made for TV movie instead of a play. But despite it being a play, I still enjoyed the choreography and I still enjoyed the singing that was done. So despite all that was done very well. It's just I thought it would have been a little more interesting if it was like a made for TV movie instead of a play. Um, Another con with this special was that it looked like they cut out so many scenes from the original The Wiz movie. Like I look at the original Wiz movie, and I've seen a lot of parts that were cut out in this play, and I've felt like, why you cut out so many parts from the original Wiz movie. And it's just when I watched this play, it felt like I was watching a more condensed version of the Wiz movie. And it's just a lot of things I felt like were like the plot was like going through so fast, like the characters were like singing the songs too fast or something like that, and it felt like this play was being rushed or something, like they didn't take all of the scenes from the original Wiz movie. And that's what it felt like to me with this play, was that it felt like a bit rushed because they cut out so many scenes from the original movie, and condense everything from the original movie. So those were the two main problems I had with this special, was that I felt like it was too condensed in terms of storytelling, and I was expecting it to be a made for TV movie instead of a play. So those were my two biggest concerns with this special. But overall, I thought the special was a pretty decent remake of the original Wiz movie. Did I like this special better than the original 1970s Wiz movie? Well, nah, the way I look at it, I'm looking at these two movies as like a product of the time. Like for example, I'm looking at the 1970s Wiz movies being a product of the 1970s. Diana Ross and Michael Jackson were pretty popular in the 1970s, so of course the Wiz movie was going to have Michael Jackson and Diana Ross in it. And then I'm looking at this newest version of the Wiz, the 2015 version, and you notice that Queen Latifah, Mary J. Blige, and Neo are popular right now. So this is a product of the 2010s. So that's how I look at it. Like I don't really I don't really prefer one over the other, even though yeah, there were some things from the 1970s version I prefer more over the 2015 version. And if there's something that the 2015 version has over the 1970s version, it was the special effects are a lot better than the 1970s version. But other than that, I look at it as more like a product of their time. So I'm looking at this particular TV special as being a product of the 2010s. That's how I'm looking at it. I think both of them are good. I think both the 1970s version and this particular version are good in their own way. Again, they were just products of their times. So what would I rate this particular TV special? I give it a thumbs up. If you were a huge fan of the original 1970s The Wiz movie, then you probably enjoyed this remake of the Wiz. It again, they were pretty faithful to the songs. The choreography was very well done. And again, if you're a huge fan of the original 1970s The Wiz movie, you probably enjoyed this TV special, this new remake of the Wiz movie itself. So that's pretty much my review on the Wiz TV special. And tell me in the comments below, have you seen the new Wiz TV special? And what are your thoughts about the Wiz itself? Do you like the new remake of the Wiz, or do you prefer the 1970s version over this remake of the Wiz? Please feel free to comment below, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter so I can keep you updated any new videos I post up, and also like my Facebook page, Rabbitearsblog's Best Comments. Well, I hope you enjoyed this review. This is Rabbitearsblog, and I'll see you later.